Hello. Hi Arun. Hi Jufi. Hi Anjali. Good evening. Hi Paritosh. Good evening. Hi Maithili. Good evening. Nikita. Good evening. Smita Rani. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
hear me?
Yes, yes.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
wait. Great. Let's wait for another 2-3 minutes. We'll start the session. Hi Rajita. Good evening. Hi Ismail. Good evening. Lokesh. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Venkateshwari. Good evening. Just wait for 2 minutes. We will start the session. Chandu. Good evening. Arun. Good evening. Aditya. Good evening. Amar Kolla. Good evening.
Good evening.
Anant Lakshmi. Good evening. Anand, good evening. Guys, have you installed the MySQL? Have you installed the MySQL? Prajwal, have you installed the MySQL?
Yes, sir.
So everyone install the MySQL? Anand, Amit, have you installed the MySQL? Monica, have you installed the MySQL?
Yes.
Okay. Veerbabu, good evening.
Good
Pujita,
evening,
good
sir.
evening. Good evening.
Sir, it's MySQL viewer now. You have to install. This is my first class. That's why.
Sorry?
This you have to install MySQL viewer. No,
This is a workbench. You mean it's a workbench?
no, we have to install MySQL. No, this is my first class. That's why
Yes, yes,
I'm.
you.
Okay.
Otherwise, do one thing. If you could not able to install, do text in the group. We'll help you. Okay?
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's start the session. Hi, guys. Good evening, everyone. In yesterday class, we were discussed about the what is MySQL, why we need to use MySQL. But prior to that, we discussed about what is database, how, why, what is the need of database, right? How to communicate. There is a language to communicate with the database. We were discussing about the SQL and what are the companies are SQL are being used in the industry. And also I've shown you the how to install the SQL. In today's session, we are going to discuss first about the before we discuss the architecture of the SQL architecture. Let's discuss about the ACID properties of SQL or database. Once you are done about the ACID properties, we will discuss about the client server architecture. What is the client server? How clients communicate in the server? Client means users communicate in the server and all. We will discuss the step by step process. Okay. Let's discuss about the one by one. Here in this case, so there are the acid base properties. First of all, what is the full form of acid properties? Any idea? Anyone can think about what is the full form of acid? Atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. A means atomicity. C means consistency. I means isolation. D means durability. Right? What is the durability? Yesterday also we discussed about the durability. What is isolation? What is consistency? What is atomicity? Let's discuss about the one transaction. Let's say I have bank account details. In the bank account, we have three different columns. What are those? Account ID, name, and balance. Now tell me what is the dimensions of the data set? 3:4, 3, 3 rows, 3 columns. Here, if you look into here in the screen, we have 3 rows and 3 columns. Look at here very clearly. 3 rows and these are the columns, right? So what are the column names in the given data? Account ID, name, and balance. These are the rows. So here we have 3 rows, row 1, row 2, row 3, 3 comma 3. 3 rows and 3 columns. This is called dimensions of the data. Now tell me, yesterday we discussed this point. Tell me, does the relational database is a fixed schema or schemaless? Fixed schema. Here in the fixed schema means what is the size of the schema? 3 comma 3. What is the 3 comma 3? 3 rows and 3 columns. Now, this is a transaction. Understand about this. Transaction is a single unit of work. So, what does it mean? Though we have 3 columns, first it will go to the row by row. For example, here 10032 Jerry and the balance. If you execute the first row, entire row, then only it will go to the second row. If you execute the second row, then it will go to the third row. Unless until if you could not able to complete the entire row, it could not able to reach the next row. Okay, the point is very clear. For example, the first row here in the account ID, this is account ID. First we execute the account ID. Next it will go to the name. Next it will go to the balance. If everything is successful in the first row, then only it will go to the second row. For example, while reading the balance, I mentioned something 10,000 something. Some number. Do you think will it execute? No, it will throw you an error. Imagine if you get an error in the second row, automatically it will not go to the third row. Automatically it will start in the second row itself. That is what the meaning. Transaction is a single unit of work. What do you mean the single unit of work? Single unit of work is nothing but it will execute row by row. Now, okay. Let's take an example. I taken another example, another transaction, one example, another row, right? Maybe 55. So name is different, account ID is different, name is also different, and transaction ID. Is it the different entire thing? Come on, entire thing different. Look into the third row. Okay, look into the third row. Where you kept your mind? Look into the third row. Look into the third row. So the first row, second row, and third row. So here, transaction everything. So we are taking example of first transaction, any transaction example. If it executes successful, then only it will go to the next. Are you clear about this?
Yes.
Everyone clear? Now let's understand how it executes. Each transaction how it executes SQL understood. Now, how this transaction execution is related to asset properties. Let's understand very closely. So, what is the full form of asset properties? So, each transaction, we are discussing about transaction, right? Each transaction must follow the asset property rules. That's what transaction maintains the asset properties of our RDBMS. RDBMS is nothing but relational database management system. What kind of relations we have? We have three different kind of relations. What are those? One to one, one to many,
Many to many.
Tell me. No, only three different types. Right? In relational database, we have for the processing of data, we have two different data types. What are those? OLTP, OLAP. So, doing it is the OLTP or it is the OLAP, everything, every record must follow the asset properties. What is the asset properties? How does it work? We will discuss in detail about this. First one, what is the meaning of asset? A means atomicity. A. C means consistency. I means isolation. D means durability. Okay. What is the atomicity? Right? Each transaction, it will tell you the atomicity ensures that each transaction executes completely or not at all. For example, I have three columns about the transaction. What are three columns? Bank account ID, name of the account, and its balance. As I mentioned earlier, it executes row by row. If first row executes entirely execute the first row, then only it will go to the second row. If execute the second row, then it will go to the third row like that. Who will take care about that in the database property? The atomicity will take care about the each transaction. That means each row. Transaction is nothing but a row. It will ensure that each row executes completely or not at all. Right? That is what ensures of the atomicity. Clear about this? Okay. I will talk about the one by one example. One example. So let's take an example of an online system. Okay. In a flight, normal flight, you know flight, right? Yes, or in a bus. Let's take an example of simple bus or flight, anything. If you want to book a bus, let's do where you book the ticket in a bus. Maybe you go to Red Bus or Make My Trip, blah blah blah. Right? Am I right, Maitri? Is it correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. Anand, is it correct? Now, in a general, in a bus, how many tickets will be there? 40 to 50. Let's take an example, easy to understand. 50. Am I right? Out of 50, Mr. Superhero booked the one ticket. Right? Superhero booked the one ticket. Now, how many tickets, unbooked tickets will be there? Or unreserved book tickets will be there? 49. And book ticket should be 1. Now, after completing the first transaction, which means first book ticket book, the number should match or not? Should match, right? That means transaction is completed, right? That means who will take care of this entire process? The transaction unreserved seat should be 49, reserved seat 1. That process, take care of the process called atomicity. Understood the example?
Yes, sir.
Is the example understood? Right. Let's say that's what I'm giving example also. I'm taking that this is the world. Let's say you want to everyone dream go to USA, right? Majority of people dream to go to USA. Fortunately, I got a visa. Isn't that you got a visa? You have to book the ticket, right? So when you book the ticket, what happened? Here, unreserved seats. While booking the ticket data, you have total. How many unreserved seats are there? 200 seats are there. How many reserved were there? Already 50 were reserved. Now, first, what you need to do? You need to block the seat. The moment you need to block the seat, as I told you yesterday as example also, once you try to block the seat, immediately it will not block. It will take authorization, everything should complete within 5 to 7 minutes. Am I right? Yesterday as I discussed the example, right? So let's
Yes.
say instead of payment may take time, right? Maybe to get a OTP, it will take 1 minute of time. Right? Could be possible. Sometimes OTP may you need to resend the OTP also you need to wait for 3 minutes. Could be possible, right? So entire authorization could complete within 7 months. So that's what the block the seat, make a payment and get confirmation. Once you get the confirmation, how many seats were there earlier? 200 unreserved seats. Once you made the payment and you got the confirmation, how many unreserved seats should be there? 199. How
199.
many reserved seats? 51. Imagine. What happened? What happened, guys? I'm getting different sound. Okay. Now, imagine while booking the ticket, all of a sudden lost internet. All of a sudden lost the internet. Probably you guys, I don't know how many of you faced this kind of thing earlier. Way back 8 or 9 years ago, before entering the market, we used to, there is IRCD website to book the right ticket. It is a kind of hassle. It is a kind of tough situation. I personally faced really difficult situation for 4 years. Book the ticket from Delhi to my hometown. Right, you need to stand in the morning 4 o'clock, book will open at 10 o'clock, you need to stand in line morning 4 o'clock, 3:30. Right, difficult. Right, the 404 error. What do you mean by 404 error? Server error, not agent.
Server error.
What is the 404? Server error. So what do you mean by server error is nothing but let's say majority of people, when it happens generally, when majority of people are hitting the
Internet issue.
automatically 404 error. So to solve this problem, we have used one more option. What is that? Scalability. We discussed the scalability also, right? Similarly, here in this case, we get the 404. Then what about the count? It should be the same only, right? It will not impact. So the moment the count should change the moment when transaction successfully completed, then only it will change, right? So now, right, makes sense about this? Everyone clear about the atomicity? Any doubt about the atomicity? Anyone would like to understand more about the atomicity? Anand, Anil, Anand Lakshmi? Anyone would like to? Anyone would like to? Okay, perfect. Now, okay, let's understand about the. We discuss about the atomicity. What is the next? Consistency, which is really important. Not only the database in our daily life, which is really important. Right. One famous story, I'll tell you just an example. I'll tell you one example. One person thought to, let's say, want to travel 600 kilometers, right? By walk. You want to complete the task within a month. So every day, how many kilometers you want to go? 20 kilometers, 20 into 30, which is going to be 600. He started walking. First day, full Josh. Okay, it's for 20. He ran and walked for 25 kilometers. Very good. Second day, he is full Josh, 23 kilometers. Third day, 21 kilometers. Fourth, after 3 days, you get the leg pains and everything. Boss, I cannot walk for 20 kilometers today. Let me walk. Already I covered something. Right? Already I covered extra thing. Right? Almost 8 kilometers I covered extra. Let me walk for 80. Oh, already I covered yesterday, still 6 is there. Let me go 61. Okay, next day, last 6 days I walk too much really. If I take break, completely break, tomorrow I can walk for 25 kilometers again. Today took the break. Lastly, consistent slowly. This is how it happens when you apply for a gym, when you start going for gym. This is how when I go for a walk and happens with everyone. But the reality is consistency is really important. So, for example, if you want to go for 20 days, I mean 30 days, 20 kilometers each day, 20. Though you have energy, also stop. Similar, this is the issue majority of the people face while doing the trading, or while doing the mutual fund investments, or while studying for any competitive exams, these kind of things. Right? So consistency plays a really vital role in our daily life, or in personal life, professional life. Similarly, in database also, consistency plays a vital role. What is the role of atomicity? Atomicity ensures that whether transaction complete or not completed, executed or not executed. Whereas consistency, what it does basically, consistent checks data in a database remains in consistent state before and after a transaction. Okay, before and after transaction. Let's say I book the tickets. 200 unreserved seats were there. When I book the tickets, how many unreserved states should be there? 190, right? Reserved state should be 51. 51, right? So that is what the consistency. The count should match before and after the transaction. Here, that's what an example, right? That is what consistency. So before executing the transaction, how many unreserved seats we have? 200. How many reserved seats we have? 50.
50.
The moment to execute the transaction, successfully executed without an error, how many unreserved seats should be there? 190.
199.
How many reserved seats should be there?
51.
This is called consistency. The numbers counts are matching exactly. Understood the meaning of consistency? Yes. Any questions? Any doubt? No. Now 2 points to discuss. What are those? Atomicity and consistency. What is the meaning of atomicity? Ensure that transaction is executed or not at all.
Not.
What about the consistency? The state of transaction should be same before the transaction, even after the transaction. It should match. Understand the 2 points? What are those? Atomicity, consistency. These are the 2 points we were discussed. What is the third point? Isolation.
Isolation.
Let's understand isolation. What is the meaning of isolation? Let's discuss the meaning. Then I will discuss the example so that you can easily understand. Okay. What is isolation? Each transaction is isolated from the other transaction. So, other transaction. What does it mean? Simple to say. One person transaction is independent with other person transaction. Now, let me give a simple example, easily connected. You have not booked the seats while traveling in local bus of Bangalore, probably in Hyderabad. What do you do? There is a bus starting at North Delhi. Most of students are coming out from the college, probably have faced it. What do you put the kerchief in the seat? Right? Bag or kerchief. So that you said, hey, I put the bag there. This seat belongs to me. Right? The person who has most strong, more strength or energy said, David, that I will use it. Could be possible, right? But here, right? We are discussing about flight or a bus, we are paying a huge amount. We cannot fight, right? We are business people now. We are executing a business of $1,000 billion company. Can we fight for a small seat? No, right? We are paying huge amount, right? The seat should be reserved. One person seat number cannot match with other person. That means each person's seat should be unique or independent with other person. That is what the meaning of isolation. Understand? Understand the meaning. For example, here I'm talking about the consistency. I'm talking about the isolation. So here I've taken the 2 user IDs. What are those? A04112, B23, A4. Here A4042 is reserved. He has not reserved. Right? So for this guy, this person, A0412, the number, when I am getting a number, it could be a flight number, flight ticket, bus seat number, anything should be unique. It cannot match with the other person. Am I right, Bala? Yes. Right. So each transaction is isolated to the other transaction. Right. Maybe what if generally it could happen. Maybe in boarding the announced is in 21st platform number 21st. But on the screen showing the 20. On boarding pass, they announce the platform number is 21. Our gate number. We cannot call it a platform, we call it a gate number. Gate number is the 21. But on the screens, when I've ever been to, like when you go to the airport, you can see the big screens with present they have the details about the flight number, gate number, and all, right? There, let's say gate number is 21. However, it's showing the 5th. Now you need to go to 21st, or you have to go to 5th. In 5th, it's showing the India to Dubai. In your travel journey, it is from India to Australia. Then which is the correct one? Right? All the details should be independent. Person details should be independent. Flight number should be, I mean, it should be set of people. Flight number should be the same. But transaction ID, every other detail should be independent with the other person. As like as your other. As like as your other person. Do you think one person can have multiple other parts? Not possible. Right. Right. Not possible, right? Similarly, here also, one transaction ID should be independent of the other transaction ID. That means each transaction is isolated from the other transaction. That means independent. One record is independent of the other record. Right? Simple as like as one person is independent of the other person. Let's say one person is earning 2 crores per month. Does it mean that everyone will earn 2% a month? Not possible, right? Depends on your capability, depends on your ability. Earning will be matters. You cannot compare one person with the other person. The moment you start comparing one person with the other person, you cannot go in your life. But doesn't mean that you should take it in a positive spirit, not the negative or some. I cannot use the words. Okay, understand the meaning. A is clear, C is clear, atomicity, consistency is clear, isolation. What is the next one? Durability. Any questions? Any questions before we are going to the next step? Any questions, guys? Any doubt? Okay. Let's see the meaning of durability. Modification made transaction should persist in database. In database, even in case of system failure. Read it correctly. Modifications made by transactions should persist in database even in case of system failure. In system failure also, whatever the transaction modification made, whatever the changes are made, that should be notified. For example, you are trying to initiate one transaction. You are trying to initiate one transaction, right? Let me tell you one simple examples in mutual funds or in stock. Let's say you are trying to invest 5,000. By mistake, instead of mentioning the 5,000, you mentioned 50,000 or 5 lakhs. Or you are trying to invest 50,000. By mistake, there is a likely chance could happen, right? Instead of 50,000, you mentioned 5 lakh. You have not notified it or you have not noticed it. You have initiated the transaction, your account, very highly likely chances to have 5 lakhs in a bank account, right? Impossible. I mean, not impossible, could be difficult time to time. Right, when initiated the transaction, it says that sufficient balance is not available, transaction declined. Right? So it should be notified. What should be notified? Transaction is declined. You have tried 20 times, transaction declined. It should be notified. That is called durability. Which means to say all the information, whatever you have done with the particular account, each and every transaction information must be saved or notified or stored at particular place. Clear? Krishna, not clear? Clear? Anyone doubt about this? Anyone doubt about this? Tell me.
Explain again this topic, durability.
Can you please speak louder, please? Anand, you are saying something I could not able to hear.
Could you please explain again this durability?
Okay, I'll explain. See, simple to say, modifications made by transactions. While doing any transaction, while making the modification, that should be notified. For example, you book the ticket. For example, in Red Bus, you book the ticket, easy to understand. Right? Maybe last minute bus could cancel, right? Yes. Could be possible, right?
Yes.
Do you think will they notify to you? They should inform you. Bus get cancelled or? Yes, right. So due to system failure, due to breakdown of the bus, system failure will break down the bus here. Modification happened. That means bus got cancelled. They could not able to arrange the another bus, which means in database they should notify that to the people who book the tickets from their bus Your bus got cancelled or bus got delayed due to some XYZ reasons. That is what the information notification. Right? Understood?
Yeah.
That is what the durability. Now you can ask the question. Sorry. Anand, go ahead. You are saying something.
Yeah, understood, sir.
Let's say another example. I will give another example. Durability. Now let's see. We have 200 tickets, 200 tickets, and 50 tickets. Right? How many unreserved seats we have? 200. How many reserved seats we have?
50.
50. Am I right? Now you are trying to book the flight. You initiated the payment. All of a sudden, you lost power in your home. So the moment you lost the power, that means you lost the connection, internet connection also, right?
Yes.
So that means the moment you are trying to enter the OTP, or the moment you started about the transaction, you enter the OTP, after that, lost the internet. What does it happen? You will get an error. Likely chances your seat also not booked. Right? What happens? So that means that amount, that information, ticket has not booked. Maybe it should allow to others, right? So again, it should be released from the blocking ticket, should be released to others because you could not able to repay. Or again, you can start repay that, then you can block the ticket. This is what the meaning of durability. Durability long list, how long it may take. You can block the ticket. That is what the meaning of durability. Make sense? Clear about this? Right?
Yes,
Like generally, these asset properties are very, very useful. Online payment transactions, swiping the credit cards, debit cards, booking the tickets, grocery payments, flight tickets, bus tickets, movie tickets. These are some of the Amazon e-commerce bookings and all. Every other way around of every day, it is a part of integral part of our life day by day. Right? This is an example of the acid properties. Are you clear about the acid properties? Everything stored in your mind? Yes, right. Now we understand about the acid properties. Any doubt about the acid properties, guys, before I go to the next topic? Any doubt? Okay. Now, yesterday you guys have installed the MySQL and all, right? Yesterday you guys have installed the MySQL and all, right? So configure, right? The basic web architecture. How does it work? Client server architecture, right? Local installation, licensing, remote my server, graphical user interface. Let's understand about the one by one. So client server architecture, which is really, really useful. Okay, take 1 minute of time, understand what is there in the screen. Try to take 1 minute of time, understand what is there in the screen. Okay, take 1 minute of time, pause, use your brain, just apply the common sense, right? And try to think it. I'll give you 1 minute of time. Just do it fast. Okay, done. What is your understanding?
Give you a response. Request or information. That I will give some response.
See, what is data? Let's forget about the architecture. Let's understand in simple term. What is database? Collection of organized collection of data, organized, stored, and accessed electronically. Am I right? Simple to say, data stored in a database in the form of tables. Do you think? Can we think we have only one table in a database? No, there could be multiple tables or multiple information in a table. For example, let's take a company called Airtel. What company? Airtel. Airtel store the customer application information while taking a or while applying a SIM, right? You will have to give the details, right? Your Aadhaar card, address, photo, blah blah blah. You give all the details. Every month, once account I get activated, once your SIM is activated, you start doing the transactions, right? Incoming, outgoing, data usage, roaming information, SMS, every other information they will track. Do you think all information will be available in one table? No, right? There can be n number of tables. For example, for billing there could be one table. For payment there could be another table. Complaint there could be another table. Network issue there could be another table issue. Right? Roaming information could be one table. Application information one table. There can be n number of tables. Right? Now, one user, CEO would like to understand, try to understand. CEO would like to understand how many new customers joined into the payment. How many customers left the network in the month of June? Let's say we are the month of July, right? In the month of June, how many new customer are added to Airtel service throughout the regions, different regions or different state wise? Or how many customers left the network in the month of June? This is what client orders. So where does the data stores? Data stores in a database. As a layman, we don't know what is the database. It is really difficult to understand. Then we call the name as server. Make sense? Make sense? So if you look into the server, Sir, is the database. Each one is a database. I assume that each one is a file. We store the lot of information. Now we have a data here, right, which is connected to the cables and everything, which is a data here, right? Simple to say, generally layman may not understand the word called database. They can easily understand the word called server. Hence we call it as a server. Server is nothing but database. Now one part is clear, right? Now we have data and database, right? What do you do? What do you do? Let me give one simple example. Let's say with an passion, with an interest, you bought the car, which cost you 20 lakhs. Right? For that, you construct a nice garage and all everything. You park the car in garage. What do you do? Just to park it? Just to park it? Why you bought the car? You want to go for some ride, you want to enjoy. Right? We are not taking out from the garage. How can you enjoy? How can you experience the ride? Impossible, right? Similarly, you have data in a database. You are not doing anything with the database. I am not playing with the data. Do you think does it make sense? No, right? The data should be helpful. The data should be helpful to us to generate the business. Have to generate to give us some insights. Have to give us some patterns of it. Data. Right? If I able to understand where I am facing issues in my business, then only I can be able to rectify it, right? Yes. The moment if I could not able to face, identify issues, am I able to reduce the defects? Am I able to improve the business? No, right? So we need to understand. So when trying to analyze the data, then only you can able to understand it. So you need to understand with the data very honest. But hey, database, give me how many records, how many new customers came. Do you think database can able to understand us? No. Right. Now there should be a way. There should be a way, or there should be a process which can communicate with the database. As a human, we cannot able to communicate with the database. There should be a way to communicate with the database. That is what client. Client is like us. So we can communicate with the database by using a tool or a technology or a programming language called SQL. So, SQL, do it. No, it won't work, right? It won't work, right? So then we need to first log in into that website, right? So there should be a browser. That's called client or user browser. So whatever request you want the data, so then you are sending the request. It process the data by the code and then it will display the response. Observe very closely in the image. Observe very closely. Here you have seen the wait. Here we are writing some information and all blah blah. But this is the web browser we have logged. Very next to this image, what is this? Chai biscuit. Chai biscuit. Okay, makes sense. Black coffee, right? and some biscuits. Or is it a sugar cubes? Cookies or sugar cubes? Cookies. Right. Guys, is it a cookies or sugar cubes? What do you say? Come on, come on. There is a reason I'm asking. There is a reason. So how many of you will drink without sugar the black tea or black coffee? Very rare, right? Very rare, right? Not possible, right? They want some sugar. Or maybe there is a kind, when you get the feel you are drinking coffee or a tea, maybe that time you have a very tasty. Maybe the moment you are, just injecting some biscuits and everything, you're mixing up both. Then similarly, when you get the actual results, then only you will be happy with it. Right? Directly do that, it won't work. You need to write the proper code, right? So that is what there should be a communication network. So three things: client web server, communication network. Communication network is nothing but your SQL code. Communication nothing but your, if you write the code, then only database can able to understand, right? Or you cannot, doesn't mean that you can go and check in the wire. It will not give the information, right? Right? You should be write a code. That is what the communication network is, the SQL code. So user means you and me, like you and me. So you are writing a code in SQL. SQL responding, is requesting or is interacting with database, and it execute internally, and it will give us the response as per our request. Right? Makes sense? Is it clear? Now, I mentioned one more term called elections. What does it mean? Can you think about now? Can you think about now? What does it mean, the elections? What does it mean? Come on. Think about the Indian elections. EVM machines. Right. Now, can I explain with an example? Now understand the EVM machine and all? Now you want to vote for a particular party. Right. Then you are entering it, just you are putting mixing the button right, on corresponding party. Automatically, you are just requesting the server. The server is the EVM machine. Right? It will feed your vote and it will give us display some slip. Right? That is what the meaning about this. Understand about this? Clear? Any doubt? Anyone would like to me explain again one more time? Clear about this? Anyone have a doubt? Come on, come on. Clear? Any doubt? Maitri, Anand, Venkateshwari, Lokesh, Rajita. Where Babu? Chandu?
Clear code.
Clear, right? Perfect. Now let's see. How does it look like? So here my SQL client. The other side is the database in the server. So we are communicating. See here. Look in here. So here we have a database. So this is the database. How does it look like? So client server MySQL. Here these are the tables we have in the MySQL database. This is the user of tables available. Right, we are requesting the MySQL server from this is the database. We have different tables. We are requesting show all the tables which are available. Then database will give the response to us. How does it happen? Sir, do I need directly communicate with the database? No, nothing worry. Just you need to write the code only. How to write the code also I will explain. Right, as I told you that there are two different. Yesterday we have seen the MySQL 5.0.7 or 5.7 or 8 version 8.042. But the stable version, we are going to use the MySQL 8. 5.7 is the latest one. I mean, we can use the stable version. The latest version is the MySQL 8. So MariaDB is another version of the MySQL. Yesterday class also we were discuss about this point. So demo already I covered yesterday how to install in the MySQL. If anyone doubt, please post in the group or please reach out in WhatsApp group. We can help you. As I knew that majority of the people have already installed the MySQL. Okay. So some of the licensing. So earlier it is a free of cost. But how long you can use free anything? You cannot use, right? You cannot. Right? I will tell you one story. What is the minimum age in this group? Class? Anyone 20 years old in this group? 20 years. Anyone? Age of 20? 35? Rajita?
Yes.
20. Okay. Anyone with the age of 35?
31.
30. Okay. So, anyone, how many of you remember the geo entry in the market? How many of you remember the geo entry in the market? In 2016, okay, let me tell you a story. There is the reason I am telling the story. In the moment they have released the geo telecommunication in the year of 2016, September 5th. September 5th. Just prior 3 months, exactly 3 months prior to 3 months or 3 months prior, some days prior to the demonetization. Right? What was happened, you know? The moment they entered, take the free of cost SIM from Jio for next to 3 months. Data usage free. Unlimited calls are free. No need to pay anything. Just first, massive guys. Within 3 months, they gathered 10 million customers. 10 million customers. After 3 months, they have extended again another 3 months. The competitors, who is giving the competitors, they can able to give a free of cost, not all. That is the point which has happened. Very tough moment for the KSR. Tata Docomo. Idea and Vodafone merged together. That is the point only. BSNL nowhere. Right? Out of. Right. So only 3 players left in the market. One strong competitor is Airtel, and second one is Vodafone Idea. Vodafone Idea, and the Jio. BSNL is there still. Right? Now similarly, MySQL also initially they start giving the free one with this high security and all. Same strategy. Right? Because you are consuming data and everything, I'm not getting any benefit. Then there is a company called GPL. There is a company called GPL brought the MySQL. There was more and more. Up to some extent only, it is a free. Thereafter, you want to more and more, you have to pay the amount. But minimal price. Not like as other companies. But in our course, we are going to use the free of cost. Even if go with the commercial also, only the concern with respect to security only. But as we are learning, it is not a big problem to us. Right? So need to open source changes, license for commercial distribute. Yesterday I told you that Boeing, Google, and everyone are using. Right? But as they're providing at lower price compared to others, like Oracle and everyone, with high security, that is still they are using the commercial distribution. But as students, we are learning for just for learning, right? We are going to discuss about the free to use, share, and modify. That is what we are going to use. That is another one. So free commercial, like MySQL Workbench, we are using, right? That's what free cost. So commercial wise, DB visualizer. What DB visualizer? Whatever the data you have, you can visualize. You can produce the graphs and all. Right? Table plus and the Mac and Windows table plus, right? The SQL Pro, right? Different things we have. But in our course, we are going to use the majorly on Workbench. MySQL work. So though you are writing the code in DB visualizer or MySQL Workbench, which is exactly the same only. There is no difference. But in terms of the cost and this processing speed is much higher in commercial as compared to free. Right, okay. MySQL community version is open source project or a paid? Open source project is a
Open.
true or false? True. Right? Now the license of MySQL community versions? GPL. Very good. Which of the following uses client server architecture? Internet and MySQL. Which are the free SQL GUI client? Work SQL, Workbench. That's what we are going to use. Open source and free basically does the same task. Both are same one, right? Basic, free, right? Both are the same, right? So the LAN cable in a room is an example of server or communication network or what? Communication network. If you want to get the internet, you need to connect with some right with the cable, right? That is what? Communication network. Okay, that is all about your basics of MySQL and all. By now, we have completed the free sessions also. Tomorrow onwards, we have the paid sessions. I will start with the two modules we have completed. In tomorrow class, I'm going to start about the I'm going to talk about the MySQL basics of MySQL. We are going to discuss about getting started with the SQL. What is SQL? So how to start with the SQL and all. We will discuss with the database, how to communicate with the database and all. We will start practicing in tomorrow onwards. We'll discuss with the MySQL workbench also. Now, as you completed the today free sessions, tomorrow onwards, it will be paid. The classes will happen in app, right? So link will not be shared tomorrow. Do you have any questions would like? If anyone want to buy the course, you can go to the courses. You can see here you can see the paid sessions. In this you can see the online of course data science with Gen AI. So this is the Gen AI which we are going to cover about the SQL first, then Python, and then we go to the statistics, machine learning, deep learning with NLP, and deep learning with computer vision. And then we are going to cover about the generative AI concept. For the generative AI concept, the prerequisites are the deep learning models. Right, in generative AI, we are going to cover about the long chain, RAG models, llama index models, how to build the LLM models from base to fine tuning and hyperparameter, how to deploy the model. We are going to deploy both the machine learning model, deep learning model in Streamlit as well as the cloud. Even your LLM models also we deploy in the cloud. In this course, we are going to use the AWS cloud to deploy the model that is called Bedrock. AWS Bedrock is the concept. By using that, we can deploy the model in the cloud also. Yeah. So if you want, you can buy the now course from here by now, and it will be the course fee is 35. If anything, you'd like to reach out to the management also, you can reach out to Mahesh number. You can reach out to Mahesh. Right? Any questions would like to know, do let me know. We will discuss. So in this course, extensively, we are going to get the facilities like, okay, one is about the portfolio building. Portfolio building for every student, for every experienced people, we have a digital portfolio. We will build the digital portfolio. You can showcase in your interviews and all. There you can upload your resume, your videos, whatever projects you have showed. The projects we will cover this entire course in the SQL. We'll cover the one project. In fact, two projects will cover in SQL. One basic, second is the advanced project. With the Python, I'm going to cover the two project, right? One with the basic, another one with the pandas is the one project. Third is with the EDA, that is called statistics. I'm going to cover the one project end to end. Then the machine learning with the regression, we'll cover one project. With the classification, we'll cover the one project, supervised learning. The third is with unsupervised learning, clustering. That is called clustering algorithm. I will cover one project. Right? Deep learning, next once we go this, DL, that is a deep learning. I will cover about the, I have this number data. Okay, deep learning with structured deep learning. One project I will cover in the class, and one project in the class, one project assignment. Right? With the image data, I will cover the 3 projects. Right? Right. In the image project, we can classify the gender classification by looking at the image, gender, male or female classification. Right. Emergency vehicle, non-emergency vehicle classifications. Right. So, and audio classification again, audio data, based on audio data classification model. Right. These are 3 projects. And text data, we will cover the sentiment analysis with there are different algorithms like RNN, LSTM, GRU, gated recurring units, encoders, auto encoders. Right. These are the different projects we will cover based on each topic will project. So in the DL, we'll get 7 projects. Machine learning will get 3 projects. Yes, EDA 1 project 11 and Python 2, 13, 15 project till here. And again, if you go to the AI concepts, there I can cover about the LangChain 1 project, LLM models 3 projects, one in ChatGPT, one in Cloud AI, one we can build our own. 3 projects. And RAG is 1 model, Llama Index 1 model, diffusion models to generate the images, video, and audio. Those called stable diffusion, advanced diffusion, basic diffusion, 3 models. Right? Diffusion models are right, master diffusion. So diffusion models by using the 2 models. So in the entire course, we are going to cover 20 projects on an average, plus or minus 1%. 20 projects we are going to cover. Entire course will be long for 6 months. Daily 1.5 hours, 6 to 7:30. And Saturday also will take 2 hours session. So otherwise it will be difficult to cover the content. Right? Apart from that, for there are some freshers, for them basics of Power BI is required. We will cover the Power BI, but I don't know the Power BI. Some other trainer will take the Power BI for 1 week. Right? That is what we are going to cover in the course. Right? And we have always mentor is there. Okay. For mentors, we have okay. For the mentors, we will cover. I mean, we have mentors. They will cover about the projects and all. Even if you have a doubt, also I will be available in the WhatsApp group. In case you are busy, mentors one-on-one they will connect you. They can help you. Even yesterday, a few of them who are facing issue with the SQL installation, he has helped. Right? And we also have a job-oriented program for the freshers. Basically, what are the skills we said we'll cover? We'll provide the internships, and the project will also cover the hackathons. Right. For the job search and the weekly 3 days, we have placement cell session. There we can guide you. I think it is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have the right every day. I mean, respective days we'll post in the group. The link also. You can attend that meeting and we can help you preparing a resume. We can help you how to get the calls, how to optimize your portfolio also. We can explain, and we can take a separate session for the LinkedIn. So majority of the calls we are going to get from the LinkedIn. And GitHub is really, really important to showcase the projects which are worked on. So let's see, in the entire course, we are doing the 30 projects, the 20 projects for the 20 projects. Every information need to be stored somewhere, right? So to showcase the people. So there is a platform called GitHub. We can explain how to create the GitHub. So in real world, once you enter the industry, majority of the codes are stored in the GitHub. So you need to experience that kind of thing. We will cover that GitHub also. Right? So like that is all. Any questions, guys? Any doubts?
Hi, Koti, Sanket this
Yes.
side.
Yes, please.
Actually, I haven't attended all the lecture. Where I can see and make a decision to continue this course?
Yeah, you go to the YouTube. I think it is in the YouTube KSR Datavizon available, or LinkedIn is available, or here in the free open session. If you go to the free session, where is this? Courses. Go to the courses. Open the datavision.com. Go to the here free sessions. In the free sessions, you can see the free one, right? Free preview. If you go here, automatically you can see the first 5 classes here.
Okay, sure. Another question I have. So, what would be the possibilities of getting job? Means, I do have the experience, and just now I have completed the Power BI class with the Santosh in our institute only, and I would like to learn these things also. So, what are the possibilities we will get the job, and what will be the scale?
What is your current experience?
I do have total 8 year of experience, and relevant to be, yeah, relevant to BI, you can say 3 years.
Okay. See, what we will do, sir. See, already your experience, if you ask, consider as a fresher, they will not consider as a fresher. What we
Mhm.
will do, if you are showing with the 8 years experience, for you, we'll keep the projects in a deep learning and AI, like LangChain, Llama Index, RAG model, AI agents. These are the things we'll cover. We'll show the project, and then we'll learn the business knowledge. We can explain the business knowledge of all the projects. End-to-end projects will cover. That project we can showcase in a resume. Highly, very 100% likely, 100% highly likely chances to select a resume. And minimum, pretty sure there are the very few people who are experienced working on AI agents, generative AI or deep learning. Very rare people,
Mhm.
very rarely people are available in the market. So for that, we are going to get the good package as a minimum. You can expect on your current salary, you can expect minimum 50 to 60% hike. That is one
Okay.
worst case I am talking about. I don't want to create the wrong expectations and everything.
Yeah, yeah. So actually, I bit confused it between the data engineering and data science course of your institute only. So,
See, both are two different topics. See, what data engineer does basically, he collects the data from various sources, and he need to clean the data. Collecting the data from various sources, he has to create the pipeline. Pipeline can be created with the help of Databricks, and then he put the data is readily. I mean, keep the data is readily available for the analysis. What
Mhm.
AI or generative does basically, it will automate the entire process and creating the qualitative works. So now in the phase of we are the technological evolution phase, everything is migrating from repeated task to unique task. So in that moment, if you are in the process of data flow where you want to generate the data from different sources and want to create at one place, or other way around, you want to automate the process, or you want to create some qualitative work or creative work which could generate the business. That's what you have to decide.
Okay.
But as you have already experienced the storytelling, because already you're working in the BI from last 3 years, already you have a experience of storytelling. Means storytelling means you explain what is there in the data and all. You can able to explain the patterns and all. I think next you can go with the more of advanced work in terms of deep learning, understanding about the various kinds of data and explain the story, predicting the future. Then data science is the best future for you rather than going with the data engineering. Of course,
Okay.
ultimately, you can make a decision which one you need to choose.
Yeah, because I have seen that means in data engineering, you might have the good payment as compared to data science. Correct me
Not
if I'm wrong.
not really. Both are having good payment. Even if you look into the Google, like right, data science with Gen AI, Gen AI packages for 3 years experience. Let's say 4 years experience. See here. For 4 years, they are giving the 23 according to the upgrade. Right.
Okay.
So here, I'm not saying anything right. You can see that. You can see that. Even if you go the different answer. If you go with the 4 years experience in data engineering, same salary. Compared to that, even slightly edge for data science only. And one more important point is that at any point of time in long run, your Databricks pipeline could be automated. Could be possible. Who does that task? With the help of AI agents, again, data scientist does the task. Our generative specialist does the task.
Mhm.
Yes, right. Now,
Yeah.
at this point, there are the large number of data engineers who have learned from last 5 years and 4 years. But Gen AI concept or AI agents, which are in the new to the market, very niche people, very niche market, very less number of people are available in the market. It is highly likely chances to get a good job.
Okay.
Yes.
So as compared to data engineer, we have the much more requirement for the data science.
Exactly, but that's what I can tell from my point of view. But ultimately, you have to make a decision.
Sure,
I've
sure.
said the both pros and cons of both, but I cannot I cannot force you to join this course. Don't go to the data engineering. Anyway, you're going to join in KSR only. It doesn't matter. But ultimately, as per your experience and everything, data science is much suitable compared to the data engineering.
Okay. Along in this course, along with this means so let's say theoretical, and we are having the projects. What all the means is there any other subscription and all provided by KSR?
What subscription you have, sir? Your subscription is not at all required. Everything is open source. MySQL is open source. Python, deep learning, machine learning, everything you can do by using Google Colab only. Yeah, for example, you want to build ChatGPT, for that you need to buy the subscription. I cannot do the subscription, right? Maybe 1 month subscription is required for you to build LLM models, right? Or you want to buy this some maybe $10 or $20 cost will to buy the some tokens from the OpenAI to build the LLM models. Maybe you need to spend around 2000 rupees. That's it.
Okay. No, I
2 to
thought
3000.
you said right in ending we have to push the project into the AWS, something like that. So I asked this question.
That's what even see maximum what time only it does, right? Maybe that is what I said 2 to 4000. That's the reason I mentioned 2 to
Okay, okay.
4000. Suppose if you
Sure.
spend $20, you will get almost 1,20,000 tokens. So for building a model, 80,000 tokens would be sufficient, right?
Mhm.
And to push only for one time, for 1 month, you can use the AWS or Azure free of cost, right? But maybe if you want to use the deployment and all, you are using some advanced version, you may cost around 2000 rupees or 1500, something like that. Not more than that. 4000 rupees.
Yeah, got it, got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next question, please.
Hi, Koti. I'm Smita.
Hi, Smita. Yes,
This is,
yes.
this is my first session. Actually, I had an experience of 18 years in banking.
Uh-huh.
So
In
just
banking.
in banking, sir.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Currently, I'm working with Axis Bank as branch head. So I want to
Okay. You are
switch my
working for a
career to
working in a branch or working the back end of the bank?
no, in branch as a branch head, branch manager.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. Yes, madam.
So this world is totally different for me, but I'm very keen interest in this.
Yes, madam.
So which the topic is best for me? Means that I have taken full stack Power BI data analysis, which MS Fabric will be suitable for me as a totally new to this.
See, as you are
Means
totally new
yes,
and more than 18 years of experience
yes, sir.
and you have a strong knowledge in the banking domain. If you
Yes, sir.
come to
Banking.
directly data science, it would be difficult for you. My personal
Yes, sir.
suggestion is go with the
Yes,
Power
sir. Yes,
BI
sir.
where you have, see, why I'm telling you all this, because you have
Yes,
more
sir.
than 18 years experience, probably lost the control on coding, maybe you never studied any coding in your life.
Nothing, sir.
Now, the
No, sir.
moment you
Nothing.
start learning about the coding and all, it will be difficult,
Yes,
right?
sir. So it's
So
a
I would
guidance
suggest,
from you only.
yeah,
Yes.
I would suggest to go with the Power BI. So where you can, as you know, as already you have strong and good communicator, you have dealt with
Yes, sir.
multiple people, you have strong knowledge in the banking domain. You said that I'm working in the Axis Bank in Power BI, as you have Power BI also in Axis Bank,
Yes.
and you have
Yes, sir.
developed
You are
some
doing that.
models or you have dashboards and all. That's how we can change the job. Of course, you can go with the data science also, but the thing, statistics and all, it may take some time for you because already more good experience, right? So honestly
I am
speaks,
up to take. Yes, sir.
yes,
Yes, sir.
please.
Please do.
So after 15 years and after 15 years of experience and all, even I knew the pain. I have seen many of my seniors and all. So after 15 years and sitting and study for continuous learning the code and all, learning some statistics and could be difficult.
I am scared I can do or not
No, no, that is
because
the reason I'm suggesting you go with the Power BI only. That is suitable for you.
Yeah, that 21st July, that session, I came to interest in that.
But even SQL is the same here and there. SQL is the same, but definitely you have to learn the SQL. SQL is not a big problem. For the problem will be
So,
Python, machine learning,
main
and all.
question is okay. Main question is regarding for getting the job also. In IT, several times I have to check in LinkedIn. When in
See,
LinkedIn,
ah,
yes, sir, please tell me.
see, getting a job means 100% it is our responsibility to get a calls for you, right?
Right, right,
It is our
right.
responsibility to get a calls for you that we can take care about. Second thing,
Yes,
see, with experience, 18 years, you cannot tell all the experience you worked into this. Last 5 years, you were working into the Power BI. That's how we can showcase. 3 years. That kind
okay,
of knowledge
yes,
you can gain from the us. Third
yes,
point, which is really important, is you need to your daily experience. You need to correlate with a Power BI. For example,
yeah,
looking into as your branch manager, you'll definitely take care about how much money deposited every day by day. How
every
much
day, sir.
money has been collected. You'll check, right?
That is general ledger we are checking. Yes,
Yes, right. So
right.
you know if you across the Bangalore, we have let's say 25 branches, 30 branches in Bangalore. Branch by branch, how much amount is being collected? You need to create one graph, one dashboard, right?
Yes, yes,
So this is how you need to correlate your daily experience with the Power BI and all.
yeah,
Okay, makes sense, madam? Yeah. See, I don't
yeah.
want to see
Thank you.
just because of money or because of some student. I don't want to guide you wrong thing. Does not make
No, no,
sense
no,
also.
sir. I feel so grateful because every day is a learning for me. So this time of experience also, I am keen interested. I have discussed with your team today also. They suggest me for 21st July that Santosh sir class. So I am much interested in this. And one of my colleagues is also taken class of yours and he is placed in Deloitte. So he has suggested only me to
Yes,
do
ma'am.
the course.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you for your
that
guidance.
is the reason. Even if I said, madam, go with the data science, you'll lose trust on us, right? That's the
Yes, sir.
reason.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next
Yes,
question,
sir.
please.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow. If no questions, thank you all. Bye
Thank
bye.
you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Koti.
Thank you all. Bye. See you
Thank you,
tomorrow.
sir.
Thank you. Bye.